All right, I'm much shorter, and I'm here at the X Factor USA with my favorite people in the whole wide world. Like, I don't care if you guys, happen to fall off stage and like completely ruin. Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I was going back up for that final thing where everyone was standing, and I was trying to be funny, and I just tripped and fell.
Yeah.
Whatever. What are you gonna do?
It wasn't a complete face plant, but it was a pretty bad fall.
I actually was on stage a couple weeks ago at an event, and I thought I could actually like step up from where I was onto the stage. And as I'm like starting to go up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall. And I started going backwards. I'm like, oh no. And somebody pulled me back up. So I was cool. That was in front of like 100, 150 people, 200 people. So it wasn't bad. It's not like 30 million people, but or 10 million people was X Factor. We're gonna edit that part out. Okay, let's talk about the past couple of weeks. Because I talked to you guys a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago.
How long?
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
We missed you very much.
Okay, so let me just tell you this real quickly. If you guys go back and listen to my interview with these guys, you will hear Alex in the background as I'm like introducing him, saying, you guys are like, this is the biggest moment of your life. Like, you're on this huge show called The X Factor, and as I'm saying The X Factor, you're saying never heard of it in the background.
Yep, that's me.
I didn't hear it until like afterwards, or I would have said something about it. But anyways, let's talk about the last couple of weeks. Last week you guys did Blurred Lines. Why?
Well, Simon was like, I think this would be good for you because it's not just like a.
Simon's idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that smart?
We actually never even thought of it. We had given a list of
like 20 songs.
that we really loved. Yeah, just some great songs, and he was like, I found this cool version of Blurred Lines. I think you'd do well with it. I've been wanting to cover that song for like 3 or 4 months now.
I was the one that was like, we could not make like, if you were here.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We can't make that good.
But we played with it a little bit and just fell in love with it. I love that song so much.
I will say this: the past like 2 weeks with the past two different the arrangements, I've loved them. Absolutely loved them. I'm gonna go on iTunes and buy them. I never buy from the competition shows. I always illegally download them. I shouldn't say that either, but I never buy them. Excuse me, real quick. Can you pause real quick? Can you pause? Sorry. We good? Okay. We good? All right. I never buy, the recorded version. I'm like, it's a waste of money. You guys are awesome. So, why were you guys so like set on your version of the song? Like, why?
I just for this week, you mean? Okay, so we came up with this version with our producers. Simon had a say in it, but it was a lot of the producers, us going back and forth with him, just coming up with the best idea for this song. We ended up coming up with this cool chord progression, completely different than the song. Came with a cool chorus, completely different. It
was
just
very Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, very much like a Fleetwood Mac song. It felt like a song that if I owned a car in California and could drive up the PCH with my top down, I would listen to that song on repeat. I loved it. It felt good. It sounded good. It just felt right. Sometimes a song clicks. You hear a song on the radio for the first time, you're like, God, this is great. This is just great. And it was great. It was so good. Simon had not really issues. He liked it, but he thought that it was.
He didn't think it had like a moment, like the one moment.
Yeah.
It didn't like build up. It definitely was like the same like kind of feel the whole song, and that's like good when you're listening in a car, but not necessarily good when you're on TV. And
it
like
lacks
you
a
have
little
to.
familiarity too, because that's such an iconic song.
But he was awesome working and coming to a compromise, and I think the version we ended up with was definitely the right way to go. But it was really flattering, too, that he cared that much. Like, he could have just said, okay, that version's fine, go and do it. But, like, he wasn't supposed to be here yesterday, and he changed his schedule around to make sure that he could be here, to make sure we were happy with the version. And he literally came here just for us, and he told people that, too. He was like, no, I need to switch my schedule around. So.
And we wanted to make sure he was happy with it, too. And it's cool to think that he wants to be happy with what we do, because that means that he cares what we're doing, and it's pretty flattering.
So I gotta ask the question that's on everybody's mind. If you don't give me an answer, you're not leaving. I have friends here that will give me the power to make sure you guys stay here. Simon and I are like this, by the way.
He talks about you a lot.
Probably bad things.
No.
He probably talks to me like he talks to Ryan Seacrest. What happens if you guys get in a huge fight and like we're done, like we're broken up? Like, is it something where you guys can continue to perform together, or like if you guys break up, you're done? I have to ask it. I'm sorry. You're looking at me like it's a death stare right here.
Fine question.
It
Do you want
is
me
a
to try to
fine
answer it, or do you
question.
want to answer it?
I want to hear her answer first.
Let's do hers
Well, I
first.
mean, for us to break up, it would have to be like, I can't even fathom how bad it would have to be. Just because it wouldn't be because we're singing together and like we're hanging out so much together, because we have been dating for a really long time and we know how each other works. We know if like we're having difficulty with a song, we just, spend some time apart, figure it out, and then come back to it. But I mean, we both love this. I don't know. You can continue.
Yeah, I think that just touching on that, you can't count on the sun setting. You can't count on a band breaking up. The Beatles broke up, and they were one of the most successful bands of all time. I mean,
He's comparing himself to the Beatles.
Oh my gosh, no, he is.
I'm definitely not doing that.
I think we're just comparing. Just because we're dating doesn't mean that there's like a
More
higher
of a chance of us breaking up, or splitting up as a group. And even, okay, let's say worst case scenario, something happens, we break up. We're
I don't
both
like talking
no,
about
I don't like talking about it. But if you really want the answer, we're professional. We love what we're doing. We can work through whatever we have to do, but don't count on the breaking up thing.
Don't.
I just had to ask because that's what everyone's saying. Like everyone's saying, how can you go into a competition with the person you love, and then it might not work out. That's the only reason why.
It doesn't matter. I mean, every group has just as much chance of splitting up as any group.
Well,
so.
first and foremost, we're best friends. I mean, we were best friends for 2 years.
I thought we were best friends.
You're
We
our
all
third best
are.
friend.
No, but I mean,
We're
we
the
were.
three best friends that anyone could have.
Three amigos?
Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, we were best friends for 2 years, and then we've been dating on top of that for 2 years. And I mean, we're that close. Like, it doesn't matter if you're dating or if you're just best friends, because we are best friends who happen to be in love. Any
We're gonna
group.
be good. The point of all this is we're gonna be just fine. Don't you worry your little mind, your pretty little mind, because people throw rocks at things that shine.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Nailed it.
I'm rubbing off on him.
I'm judging you. I'm judging you so
That's
much.
what this whole competition is. I'm used to it. We're good.
True. That is true. Hey, if I'm judging you, I should have no merit to Simon Cowell. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
actually, I take your opinion just as highly as his.
Stop kissing my ass, Alex and Sierra.